Week 10. Week 10.
It's mad, is it?
Hi there, welcome to this week's Show Me the Money podcast, and we've got our defending champion on just to make Craig really happy and more nervous about his chances of winning this year. And I do believe our defending champion has a little something beside him that you might want to show everybody.
I've got a little guest for everybody, so here we go. Look,
something that he's no one to give up this year by the looks of it.
Nope. It's never been done before, so fingers crossed.
I know, a few have tried, but no, he's got a good chance this year.
Good chance this year indeed, and good to have you on, Chris. Nice to see you. And before we get going on the week, can we discuss a small trade that went on earlier on in the season? I guess this is the coach of Bluetoon Patriots and the assistant coach of Bluetoon Patriots.
Well, Dalvin Cook.
For a big bit of football, really, let's face it.
I'll take it. At the end of the day, back-to-back's never been done, so you need to take a chance, do you?
You got to roll the dice. What did you give up from, Chris? What did you give up from again?
Alec Pierce, who he's just dropped in a eighth rounder, was it? That's what I got.
No, third rounder.
You got third rounder. I got eighth rounder.
Yes. So at least it was a third rounder, at least, Johnny. You got a third rounder out of it. But
I got a first rounder for him, so... And at the start of the season, he kept on getting injured, so it was never... During the pre-season, he was injured quite a bit, so you
never write off Dalvin Cook, though, do you?
Well, you never. Well, as is proven this week and many before, 138.5 points, Chris. That's highest score of the week.
Really good. I mean, obviously, I managed to get commit an agency as well the week before, so people do a really good game. I'm surprised nobody else tried to get him. And obviously, Jefferson's game against against the Bills, that was pretty mad. The catches he was making in that game, so.
Do you know? It actually hurts me a little bit that one, Chris, because when you were picking up Komet, I was on for a tight end. I needed a tight end. Schwartz was on his bye week, and I didn't have anyone to replace him. And I came on hell bent and getting the best one, and then I seen that Graham had dropped Njoku last week, and I knew he wanted him back. I knew it was a 1 week drop, so I went for him instead. I was blinded by the getting one over on Graham purpose, and it's left you with Komet.
I was actually contemplating Njoku, but then I remember at the start of the season, a lot of folk were saying that Komet would have a good season, but obviously Justin Fields at the start was pretty rough. But now he's actually starting to throw it. Komet's really good, so I'm quite happy with that. It means I didn't have to decide between Taysom Hill because he's a bit of a bust the past couple of weeks. So
he's a hit or miss. There's nothing in between.
You got Jonathan Taylor did a good one as well this week too. So
again, Jeff Saturday coming in.
You'll be delighted to have him back though.
Definitely.
And it's Jefferson as well. He kicked off again this week, didn't he? He's been a bit of a frustration this season, hasn't he? In some weeks.
That's it. When I was obviously thinking about keepers, I was tossing up between him and Jamar Chase, Ken. So both of them are really good, and I just right to the last second, I think it was, and I thought I'll just go with him. But he's been decent enough, to be fair. Against Chase has been so.
Well, that's that, and the case is out now, isn't it? So it's
so I can't really complain.
You got the one there as well. Yeah, it's the defence of the title certainly on, isn't it?
It's a hard run in the West, so there's so many teams at the top that can win it, Ken. So even when you look at the teams that are 5-5, 4-6, I mean, Michael Amos is on a three win streak, and he's traded away most of his team. So you just never know. Somebody could just come up and pip you to the post, but. I've done that in that can.
Yeah, that's it. And your opponent this week, Eskimo Brothers, he's going backwards a little bit, is it? What did I support have I been preaching ever since we started this? Don't blow it, Sean. But he's blowing it.
It's not.
Well, I mean, he started.
He's not done much.
5-5. He's not out of it. He's far from out of it. 5-5, right? And 5-5's in the playoffs at the moment.
Yep.
No, he's seeded 9th at the moment. But
he's
not going to win the division, so yeah.
There's two 5-5s are in, two 5-5s are out at the moment.
Then you've got Mark and Michael at 4 and 6. They've both got a chance as well. So you just never know if that's going to sneak in.
I mean, even the 3 and 7s. If you're sitting 3 and 7 and you can finish 4 wins on the bounce, I know at 3 and 7 it's not likely, but 4 wins on a bounce might sneak you in. So it's still wide open. I think there's only Johnny and Grote that are properly fully out of it at the moment. You taking that, Johnny?
Well, the thing is, so like Esco, my brothers have lost 3 in a row. Well, I'm taking it. I knew I was going to lose anyway. So, but Le'Veon's only 1 game back now.
Yeah, and it's wide open division.
And Sean's seeded 9th, obviously with the division winner he goes in. So who's seeded 8th? Boys are back in town. So they would lose out because of the division winner. So
he plays next week. Eskimo Brothers plays. The boys are back in town next week, so that's a massive game, eh?
It's 2 5 and 5s.
Yeah,
it's a big game, Matt.
Yeah. Winner should get in, and loser. It's a long way from there.
Well, I fixed the fixture, but then.
And you go.
So I fixed the fixture, but I don't think Graham's going to be too happy playing Le'Veon instead of playing me for the second week in a row.
Well, yeah. He did ask for it, didn't he? He did ask for it, so I'd fixed it. So it's a scheme team for you before we hit the divisional run again, Chris. That's one. You should be looking to win that one, really, shouldn't you?
There's never a given. Never a given. You just never know. But you look at a run and it's a decent 4 games to try and get up there, especially when you look at your division. Like, that's a nightmare last 3 games that you've got.
I know.
After this week.
It's not, and it's the Fox Flying Eagles next week as well, so it's not even like I get a nice easy one on the way into it. I mean, realistically, I could end up 7 and 7, and I'm sitting 7 and 3. In fact, I could be 7 and 6 and playing Grote to get in, and imagine me losing. I get to Grote and missing out in the playoffs because of it. I mean, that's a retirement thing that would be. You know what I mean?
That would be funny, like.
It's that's so.
You would never get the end of that one,
right now. We can think about Ian Baxter. We trust 75 points and winning, man. That's just sickening. It really is. I mean, it's just one of those.
Aye, definitely. I think Stephen, if he had just made a couple of better choices, he would have beaten the number 1 team. So I think you'll be feeling a little bit this week.
Yeah, very much so. But Baxter, he's got Herbert that he went all in on as well. Yeah,
that's a sore one, that one. I think he's trying to swap him back, is he not?
Hope you're watching, Douglas.
Well, he said he was going to be, but I don't know if he is or not.
Well, I mean, it's just an off week, innit? I mean, AJ Brown, 7 yards. You're just not expecting that against the Commanders, are you? It's
no.
And that's kind of where it went wrong for Doug this week. But there's no, he's got plenty to come. And he's got that little lad, Williams, the Rams rookie. Surely he's going to get a run out soon.
Well, you would have thought so, because they're basically giving up now. The cup should be done for the season, even if he comes back from IR. What's the point of playing him?
No, that's
I mean, just let him recover, because they're not going to make the playoffs.
No.
And if Stafford's out again, you've got Wolford again. That's scary.
But why not throw in the rookie? I think he could be big for him in the run-in, and he'll come in to replace Herbert, obviously. But, and Batman's boobies. Christian McCaffrey's just needs a bit of help, doesn't he?
They split his workload this week, did he?
They did, yeah.
He hardly touched the ball. So.
Yeah, Mitchell got most of the carries, I think. It was. I think they're going to wrap him up in cotton wool but now Mitchell's back. They can wrap him up in cotton wool for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
well, you don't really blame him. Like, if Mitchell's running like that, you'll just keep him for the playoffs. Well, we do have one person watching, but I don't know who it is.
And it's you've got. Cam Akers is a bust now, and with Smith-Schuster, he looks just about dead, doesn't he? He's going to miss at least a week or two.
He's struggling with that. I'm like,
It's not looking good for poor Ray this year again. I think it'll be it's looking more like the consolations for Ray, I'm afraid.
And he's got the factory next week as well.
And he's playing the factory next week, yeah. So that's a hide into nothing at the moment, isn't it? That's another one. That's the problem I've got this year, Chris. It's, this was meant to be my year. I got all the early draft picks. I sold last year away early. I got all the early draft picks. And all I'm looking about now, I can see is all these guys putting together dream teams.
It's mad, isn't it?
I mean, do they want me to lose that much that it's like my... Anyway, never mind. I'll move on.
Just keep dreaming about it. Just keep dreaming about it.
It's Baxter's he's playing Joe next week, Tartan Bears, and Tartan Bears are on the way down a bit, 7-3, lost 2 in a row, so it's that'll be a good one for him to bounce back on.
Have you got the bit where you can see the comments on your side?
No, I don't.
On the side of your screen?
Yeah, Doug's commenting, testing to see if it's coming.
So yeah. I'm guessing there'll be more reviews coming now. He knows it's working.
Well, that's. I think if he's just clocking on to watch,
hey Doug,
about it, he's very much too late because he missed me giving him abuse. But he has got Tartan Bears next week, and he's got Tartan Bears who've got Fournette and Hill on bye weeks. So yeah,
that's a good.
I'm not expecting to get top of the division anytime soon. Let's put it that way.
There you go. So with 75-point win.
Well, I got the good one. Yeah, there you go. I got a good win this week against Coping Badly Jets against Mark. 114 points at last. I've bounced back a little bit, and I've started scoring some points again. But what an inspired pick! Inspired pick, bringing in Watson from nowhere.
That's a mad one, is it? 3 touchdowns he had. Three touchdowns.
Yeah. It's honest, I'm not even being funny, Chris. See, when the ball was in the air for the first one, it was a bomb, and it was just like the one he dropped in week 1 he's been bombed out ever since. And it's in the air, and it was in the, and I'm looking, please, I held my breath. And the relief when he
I had budgeted of him dropping it like he did week 1. Like, I thought that's
of course. I mean, the ball seemed to be in there forever.
It's identical as well. Like,
please catch this.
I am glad.
But he did, and it seems to have changed that. He's picked up another 2 later on in the game. Rodgers might start throwing to him now, so I can see him being a permanent fixture now going forward. But I hope anyway.
Yeah, well, and everybody else to throw to, like, so.
Well,
that's what I say.
Exactly. Barkley's doing his thing. Jacobs ticking over nicely, and I've got Mixon back off bye this week. So I mean, it's looking okay.
Schultz was actually decent for you as well.
He was
10 points for a tight end. That's what you're needing, like.
And it's especially non-PPR.
Aye, definitely.
It's and if Graham's now not throwing the flag, if Graham's picked up his white flag and wants Njoku, he's welcome to come and try and trade for him now. But but I've got the run in. I've got horrendous. I play Farks Flying Eagles this week, 8-2, and one of the favourites. And then I've got Doug, and then then I get Grote, which is the one that you should win. But then I finish against Sean, so it's
a really hard run in.
Yeah. I'll take just getting into the playoffs, to be honest with you, and then just take it from there, But, I'm scoring points, so I'll take that. And as for Mark, he's 4-6. I mean, you never give up on Mark. He always seems to hang on in there and get the wins. And if Mahomes is going to be scoring 40 points more often than not, then...
He's got a decent run in as well, Mark? So
he's got a decent run in, but he's 3 games back from Tartan Bears, so...
See, you're looking at the back end of the playoffs now, though, Joe. He's only 1 game behind the 7th place, But 4 games to go, you've got to look and say, forget the division, just get into the playoffs.
Yep.
And it's, if he can get a few wins.
He's playing Grote this week, so...
Problem.
Well, he's got Grote this week, so you never know. So
there you go. So there's a good chance to get a win. And he's got, Montgomery's going to be a bell cow, a complete bell cow now, with no Herbert.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, that was it. Is it Ebner? Was it Ebner? Is the rookie running back? Is it?
I'm not even sure who that is.
I'm not sure either now.
It's
you know,
Ebner or something like that. So.
Is Herbert out for the season, or is he still?
Well, it's IR, so he might be back, but
well, he's done then, is he?
But it's no, it's not. Yes, I mean, it's minimum 4 weeks. So what? He's back for the playoffs. I mean, he's back for the playoffs, but that's if you get there. But he has got Robinson coming back off by does Mark as well, so he should get more work in New York now that he's settled in a little bit,
I think he'll struggle with he's got a few players there that struggle. Aye.
It's
I think the Jets have got quite a hard running as well, so it doesn't really help. But.
No, but they've certainly got that's, as you say, grow to next week, get 5 wins on the board, and you have 7 might scrape you in. 7-7 will scrape you in probably. I'll certainly be on the bubble. Maybe some 7-7s will get in, some won't. But it's sort of on the Factory of Sadness. Yeah, they're putting here come the 3-time champions.
Justin Fields,
So Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Who would have thought?
I mean, it came from nowhere as well. He was utter garbage. He really was the first 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what's changed the last 3 weeks, but it's just unreal what he's doing now.
It's just mad the amount of running he's doing as well. That's what you need, a quarterback that can run, get touchdowns as well.
Do you know what I think it is? I think at the start of the season, they were trying to make, they weren't letting them run. They weren't letting them kind of go and make a move and take the runs. So it was easy to defend against, but now that he started, then they seem to change the way they played and they started running them more. And when they run them more, then they're defending the run. Then, he's getting the passes open and it just seems to have opened up for him all of a sudden.
Yeah, they look quite dangerous in attack.
And it's, what bit are they? It's the Chicago Bears, let's not forget. There's every chance next week he goes back to how he was week 1 and 2, and you can but hope, But Fields, Derrick Henry, absolute beast. Aaron Jones, absolutely fine. CD Lamb, Pittman.
It's a good team, really good team.
Even
Williams in the bench.
Ryan back, so.
He's got Jamar Chase to come back off, but and he's got a no next to his name, but there's notes there. He's not going to be long now. No. It's frightening that he's got the resources that he's got there. So Sean's definitely 3-time champion. He's a contender for sure.
Again, he probably needs to look at tight end, does he? Tight ends are a bit of a struggle for everybody this season.
It's a pig in a poke with it. If you've not got Andrews or you've not got Kelsey, then it really is it's an absolute guessing game. I'm delighted with Schultz now, but he's going to have his 2 and 3 point games. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, but Prescott does like throw the Schultz, so that's a
He does, yes, he does.
Yeah.
And what about Tartan Bears then? That's 2 losses in a row for Joe. He's 7-3 and he's going to make the playoffs, but some players are starting to fall a little bit out of form for him, aren't they? And he's lost Zach Ertz too. It's he's getting Burrow's back off bye week this week, so you'll get him back in the team and
He'll be fine. He's got a really good team. St. Brown as well. He usually comes good in the stretch. He did a really good last 6 games last year. Remember?
He did. Yeah, that's right.
That's him just coming back as well. So obviously, Teddy Hill was quiet.
One thing. As long as he had a crap game this week.
Aye.
Yeah, and
as long as he had a crap game this week. As long as you had a crap game this week against the Giants, you can have a good game after that.
Well, it's he's got Kamara there, he's got Fournette there. They'll do fine. Hill will be fine, although on bye week this week, But
I think Fournette's doubtful this week though, so he might not be playing. So I don't know what his backup running backs are like. So.
And to be fair, Kamara's been poo the past couple of weeks, so he was quiet against me last week, so you just never know with him.
Well, it's the Saints, isn't it? They're just not very good this year. It's the bottom line, and it's difficult to break out of that.
He's playing Doug this week too.
and he's playing Doug this week. Yeah, so it's a tough game. Could be 3 losses in a row, but there's plenty enough there to get him into the playoffs and then see what happens from there. You would think,
Definitely, he'll be fine.
Well, he's not got a running back. Yeah,
that'll be his problem. He's running back this week. Since they've got nobody on the bench.
Yeah, it said that old Dougie boy's rubbing his hands with glee that he's playing him that he's got him this week, but nevertheless, what can you do?
You never know. You might see a trade with Stephen because he's looking to offload his running backs. He's offered me 2, so.
He's got plenty on the bench there too. I went in to see if he had any wide receivers. I'm not going to lie, and he's no.
No, I did exactly the same thing. But no.
What's next, Johnny?
No, that will be Graham, Parks Valley Eagles against Grote. Probably the highest scoring game for 2 teams of the week.
It's see for all the slagging we're giving Grote 92.28. He was over 100 for about 5 seconds a couple of weeks ago. He's still scoring points. He seems to be finding them on the agency. I don't know how he's doing it.
He left a lot on his bench as well, Ken, to win that game. So
he did, yeah. I mean, the backs that he's starting to hoard now, it's a bit frightening, really. But yeah, I mean, he's got Wilson. I mean, see if he goes and trades away Mitchell or Wilson for pennies to someone that's up there, I'll be raging. I'm not, don't you dare, Grote. He's got Gus Edwards coming back off injury as well in his bye week, and 92 points. If he had a couple more wins on the board, he would still be well and truly in it.
Yep.
But he doesn't.
He's got to take Mitchell off the reserves, because he's shown as a reserve. So.
And it's another
players in reserves that you have to take out.
Oh, he's got to bring Mitchell out of reserve, doesn't he? Yeah.
Well, I think that's right. He's trying to offload 2 to me, so you never know.
I'm humming and hawing over making an offer for Bucks. I'm not going to lie. He could be anything in the run, and he really could. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how the week progresses. And another 100 plus for Graham. He's just ticking them on nicely, isn't he?
It's flying.
Yes.
It's
40 points for Fields are non-PR. It's just.
Yeah, it's him and Tartan Bears. They've been flying in the East this year, and no signs of letting up for Graham. And so hence my apprehension for the week coming. It's he's got Chubb will be fine, Sanders, Adams, Kirk. He's lost Goddard to IR. That's going to help me.
But Kirk's been really good this season for him.
Kirk's been great. Yeah, I mean he's had a couple of budget weeks, but all in all, he's been fantastic. Kirk really has. Well, shown why they paid the money for him. But he's got Tony kicking about there on the bench.
I just noticed that as well.
Well, he's got him playing next week, I think. He's managed to pick up Stowe for the Eagles, so that'll be a quite tight end of the week.
Yeah,
he's got Higgins, Adams, Sanders, Chubb, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it's a heavy squad. But it's one of those, it's I mean, I've got a good start. If Olav and Watson can turn up, my back should be fine. So I'm not over. Yeah. It'll be what it'll be. But it'll be a 50-50 game, so I'm looking forward to it and see what happens. But yeah, Graham's well in contention. He's heading for the playoffs. There's not much getting away from that. But here's 2 teams that might not be. It's 68-40 and 59-60. It's a good win for Ross, and it puts him 5-5, and 5-5 is well and truly in it.
He's still in it, is he?
I know.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, he's got Cooper Cup and IR.
Fortunately for him, Raiders have got a bye. Yeah, Cup's
a massive loss. So Cup no Cup, no season. I would say, to be honest, but it's that's a tough loss for him to overcome. It really is. But I mean, he is sitting in 8th place at the moment. If the season ended today, he'd be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Eskimo Brothers, Craig. They would miss out by 1 because Eskimo Brothers is a group winner, so they would jump ahead of him.
So he would.
So he would just miss out in the playoffs. He still needs to win to stay in.
So he's got a couple of. It's.
It was division games.
What's happening with Swift though? Is Swift going to play?
He's been getting more and more touches, so you don't know what's happening with him. But he's not been playing a full load. They played all 3 running backs last week. Jackson had a few touches as well as Williams. And
yeah, I think he had 4 or 5. Jackson, I think Williams is kind of getting the most now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's getting the goal line anyway. So.
But it's boys will need him to start coming. They do play Eskimo, and it's a massive game this week though for boys. We're playing Eskimo brothers,
Definitely.
He needs to win that to be in the playoffs. Does he really, realistically?
I would say so.
But look at his division. No, 7-3, 5-5, 5-5, 5-5. That's and obviously Alan's got a bye this week because he's playing me, so he'll be 6-5.
Yeah.
And they've all got to play me.
And I mean, great. You know what Graham's like? Graham hangs about like a bad smell too, and he 5-5. I can assure you that flag that he was waving last week is back in his pocket.
Oh, definitely.
He's got but yeah.
He's only waving that just in case he lost. So
tough division, though. It's a tough division, so it's a long way for us. But stranger things have happened, Yeah. And for Alan, it looks like season over, really, doesn't it?
Well, he's only 2 games back to Eskimo Brothers.
He is, but there are only 4 left to go, isn't there? So
it's just 4.
Yeah, 3 in the division. So again, if he beats me,
of course,
So
I mean, and Alan's another one.
It's not out yet, so
he always hangs on in there, Alan. It's he's going to need plenty enough to happen. Colt McCoy in it, covering for Kyler Murray was at least got him in, but he'll need Cooper to start really performing, and he'll need
Carter
to start getting some carries. Yeah, long way for Alan. He does
how long's Kyler Murray out for?
It's still questionable this week. It's a hamstring, is it not?
Yeah, I think it's they're saying he's day to day, But you'll be hoping he's out again, Chris. One more week, please. One more week.
Just one more, please.
And it's
go play your video games.
Say nothing.
So here's another low scorer for the week, but it's another one that keeps hide and seek hanging on in there, 63-64 to 51-12. He's still there. He's still fighting. He should have Williams coming back, if not this week, next week. I think the fire sale might be cancelled. Elliot come back. Is Elliot back this week?
I think it might be a stretch this week. I think it's maybe the following week he'll be back, isn't he? He's got Slayton. Slayton's actually been okay, eh?
Yeah, he's done pretty decent. Yeah, he can come in.
He's been good, like.
He's sticking in.
George bloody Pickens getting Harris's goal line carries. Now that bugged me. I'm not going to lie, that really bugged me. Giving them to Warren's one thing, but giving them to bloody George Pickens.
It's bad that I drafted both of them, Pickens and Warren, and let them go.
Did you?
Because they're just so cheap touchdowns. So here we go. Learn fit.
Pickens I was after in the draft, I have to say, but I wasn't going for him that early, and I thought, can I go for him in the 6th round, or whenever I stopped getting picks? I thought, can I go that early? What's the point in stretching after trading for them all? So I didn't. But I
just thought, because obviously with the quarterback situation, I thought he'd maybe come good at the start, but obviously not. So
yeah, that's because I had higher hopes for Trubisky as well. I can't lie. So
same.
But yeah, Pickens is looking good for him now. If Sutton can start hooking up with Wilson more, I mean that's been Blair's problem. Quarterback's been his problem. It's Russell Wilson's been awful.
If I was him, I'd be looking at quarterbacks to try and see him through the next 3-4 games, because I don't think Russell Wilson's going to get any better.
No, neither did I. And that's it. And he's hung on. God bless him. He's hung on in there for dear life, hasn't he? When Trail makes a decision, he sticks by it.
I think he needs to start finally ditch him for somebody else.
But, Eckler's going to have better weeks ahead, and it's Henderson seems to have the backfield in LA for what it's worth. So it's, he's right. He's hanging on in there. He's still there. He's 5-5, could be playoff bound. But he's got Le'Veon, who's on the best role in the league at the moment, I think.
The fact that he's traded so much players away and on the run that he's on, I'll never get it.
It's crazy.
He's like Tony Pollard, obviously Robinson. I kind of thought he would come good because I was kind of looking for him in the draft, but obviously he took him early.
Yeah,
he's got a really good team there. So, and even in his bench is decent as well. So,
yeah, it's a tough one for Graham this week. He will really need to get Williams back. He'll be hoping Williams is back, and he'll be hoping Elliott's back. If the two of them can come back, it'll be a right good game. But,
he needs them back, does he?
Yeah, it's and as for you, Johnny, so you want to talk? You're just hanging about waiting on the consolation bowl and going for number one pick, aren't you?
Well, I'm just here to do the podcast.
Here to look pretty.
That's enough said about that one.
You'll be hoping Paxton Johnston come on to something good for the playoff run, won't you?
I know you'll need to start actually winning some games when you get to that point, Johnny.
I know.
Could be the first man in history that's down 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying you could be the first man in history to be to be going after 8th pick in the draft, not first.
Maybe. Still better than what I usually get. Sure.
Who have you got next week?
I'm playing Alan.
Hide and seek. Oh, Alan.
You're playing Alan. Also, yes.
So I've got Kirkwall Raiders.
Yeah, Kirkwall Raiders. So it's I mean, they're kind of hanging about as well, but they're starting to be losing streak as well. There's wins there for you, Johnny. It's not like you're completely dead, but you will, as I say, Johnston's going to need to go, and Pitts is going to need to start getting some catches. I mean, how often do they throw so often, Tom? And how do you miss a man that size, really?
Well, in theory, sometimes he's only thrown the ball 11 times in the whole match. He's not exactly thrown them that often.
Yeah, but most of them are going
Marriott tends to run before he throws, Well, they're going to London, actually, probably as much as Pitts, to be honest. But
you've given up the Pierce then this week.
Yeah, well, it seems to be Paris Campbell seems to be getting the catches over Pierce. I brought Nico Collins.
Who?
Nico Collins.
Oh, yeah, that's a good pickup as well. That's a good pickup. That's him back playing, and he got in the end zone this week, didn't he?
Seems healthy. Yeah, he nearly got 2, I think, but the second one got called back and they intercepted it. So, but they did the exact same play as they did the one before, and the Giants just went, right, I'll have that then.
Yeah, that's and you'll get Harris. Harris will be back soon enough as well. He might help you in the playoff run. I mean, you're not Tyler Lockett's doing well. You be looking forward.
Johnson's getting about 15 targets a game, but he's just that high. You can't catch him. He's getting the targets. So just they're uncatchable, or he's catching them, but he can't keep his feet in because it's that bloody wide or high. So if he can throw the ball a bit better, then Johnson would actually get some decent yards this year. But that's the way it goes. Pittsburgh are shit. So
I'm hoping I'm not going to be in them, but beware the 2-time champion in the consolation playoffs. That's for sure. So and here he comes, Le'Veon in a prayer. 3 wins in a row, another 100 points week. It's.
I think he's the team to watch. I think he could quite easily win the rest of his games this season and be in the playoffs.
Well, do you know what the thing about it is as well? Here's the thing
about all the division games.
This is what scares me about it. He has been the number 1 team in the regular season for the last 3 years. Now, 3 years in a row. He's went into playoffs, number 1 seed, 3 years in a row. And he's get pumped in the first round, 3 years in a row. Is he going to scrape in 8th place and go and win the whole thing?
I wouldn't write it.
It's a Hollywood story, It's a Hollywood story, isn't it?
Especially when you look at what he gave up. Derek Henry, Mike Evans. He basically traded away his weapons, and he's got a team that I would quite be happy with myself.
Yeah, absolutely has, and
he's got Mills playing this week, so.
But he's okay as well.
Gino on a bye, Godwin.
Yeah,
he's got 3 players coming back next week. He'll have Gino Smith, Godwin, and Metcalf on a bye this week. So that's a not bad player to have on a bye, and he's still got a decent team this week. So.
Aye, definitely.
Absolutely, he does. I mean, he's got a competitive team this week. That's for sure. Especially if
he's surprised if he doesn't win the division anyway. So. No.
It's that's the way in, isn't it? Really, it's even if he doesn't quite make the cut, that's the way in, is to win the division as well. So yeah, Michael is far from out of it, far from away.
No, I think he'll be okay. I think he'll do well.
And it's it's a tough one for Alan, isn't it? He called it himself a couple of weeks ago, saying he was in purgatory a little bit. Can't give up yet because he's on a winning record, but doesn't really like his team that much. And Patterson only getting 2 points was a disappointment.
2 in a row.
But he's got Terry McLaurin sitting there, and he's got, as long as they keep stick with Heineke, McLaurin's his favourite weapon. Ayuk's going to have better weeks. Wandale Robinson's going to have better weeks. He's Andrews is coming back in. He's got Wilson coming back off bye week as well.
On paper, he's got a really good team, but
they're just no performing.
No.
Dillon has very much been overtaken by Jones in the Packer backfield now. It's Jones's backfield and Dillon's the backup. That's how it is now. Patterson's hitting miss. Rodgers at quarterback's frightening, really, isn't it? Anything can happen there.
He's got quite on the bench as well. So he's decent.
But in saying all of that, he's 5-5 and right in the hunt for the playoffs. So what can you do? Is that Baxter talking about trades? Oh God. Grotty, cancel the trade. Grotty, cancel. Don't do that.
I'm actually contemplating accepting mine's live on air.
All right. What's the trade then? Go and tell us.
It
might be tied in.
Well, put it this way,
he might be tied in the dog.
He's offering him Mitchell.
But it could very well be Mitchell. I hope it's Mitchell. I really do, because it's McCaffrey's backfield. I really hope it's Mitchell.
But then, like you say, they might keep McCaffrey until the playoffs and just ride Mitchell until he gets injured again.
Well, yes, which will be in about a week's time, Johnny. Let's face it. But it's for Alan, it's he's, as you say, he's playing you this week, Johnny, and that's 6-5. 6-5, you're only one game away.
I know, that's it.
So and that was
in the division. It's all 5-5s, and so yeah,
crazy. But
keep on winning, you'll stay ahead of them. So,
and that was the 8 games from week 10. 4 weeks to go, and it's really is tight. I would say that, you've got Batman's boobies, as you say, scheme team and the Madhouse G-Men. But even the 3-7's not completely dead. If you win 4 games and you're through. But everyone else.
Read the comment.
Oh, God.
For sending Wilson back to me.
Sending Wilson back to me. I'm not happy about that. Do what you want, Douglas. Good luck. But yeah, so that's even more piling into my misery of I really need to win this week against Fart. Graham, be kind, please. I need this win. I'm heading into a minefield.
It's going to be a bit of a brutal one if you lose, Craig, to be honest.
It's going to be tough, like.
It's I wouldn't be surprised if they're colluding a wee deal that they make a trade and then trade back once he's played me. But anyway, from
they're backdoor doing trades for the next year as well.
two of them colluding on the chat to beat me, and the two that I'm talking to right now colluding right at the start to beat me with a Cook trade. I've not forgot about it.
Just say a little wink there.
I thought you would like this week's trade guest. So
very much so. Thanks for coming on, Chris, and good luck for the rest of the season. I don't know whether it's just you're that tight that you don't want the postage for the sending the trophy away, or whether it's but you've got
probably both. Probably both.
You've got a damn good chance of winning it.
Go get that trophy in the picture again.
In the fireplace, so I kind of let it go.
Yes. It's looking nice and polished as well, so you got to go with that.
See, I'm looking after it, so
good. Well, it's if you will be sending it
hoping
away.
He got his name in it this year. So.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not out of it
not
yet.
Over yet, but
no.
I am very much not the favourite anymore. That's for sure. So it'll be.
Is there a favourite though? There's so many good teams up there.
That's the thing. There are so many good teams up there at the moment that it could come from any one of them, or it could be someone that's sitting around the 5-5. How many times has the 8 seed won it? So that was week 10.
Well,
4 weeks to go.
I will go and say that I think Graham might win this year. So
you think Farks? It's Farks here.
I'm predicting Graham to win.
Fair enough.
Farks here.
Fair enough.
I'm predicting back to back
because he has got a bloody good team. As long as you keep on running Chubb and Sanders, then he's got a
I just think
there is a lot of good teams, and a lot of them are wheeling and dealing. But
if Jefferson can just do well in the stretch, I think I've got a good chance. Like
Taylor, Jefferson, and Cook, that's 20 points each is not a stretch, and that's 60 points.
You're good because obviously Minnesota are doing so well that they are going to be keeping on playing and trying. So it's not as if they're just tanking for the season, getting they're up there. They haven't bottled it so far. So but you just don't want to. Yeah. You don't want a playoff game when suddenly Jefferson doesn't appear.
Well, you need the Packers.
It's happened a couple of times. So
them.
Well, yeah.
That's the hard thing. I've obviously got Devontae Smith's been really disappointing this year, so I kind of need to maybe think about offloading him and getting somebody in to replace him because he's been shite.
Well, he has been, but that would be a big move, because he is still the number 2 receiver in Philadelphia, and he has had a couple of weeks.
I know.
And I just got a notification that AJ Brown's questionable this week, so I wouldn't dump him just yet, just in case.
Put him in the agency, Chris.
Good advice. I appreciate that.
Good man.
No worries. He might still play, but maybe that's why AJ Brown only got 1 catch for 7 yards.
Maybe
he has got a niggling injury.
Yeah, but that was.
Fancy trade deadline again.
It's November 30th. It's Thanksgiving weekend.
No.
Oh, okay.
So the 25th or 24th, I think, something like that.
So 1 more week, I think.
Okay. No harm.
I think it's actually the night of Thanksgiving, the last one. So.
Yeah, week 11, I think
it
is.
So keep them another week.
Coming up.
It's not even that. I think it's an actual date. I'm trying to find it. Trade deadline. I'll find it in the app. But yeah, it's like the 24th or 25th or something like that.
Post it
it's not even the whole week. It's like a certain day.
Post it on WhatsApp.
It's on the app. It's easier to find on the app. So I'll post it on WhatsApp when the deadline is. And we'll have plenty to talk about next week when it all goes down. We should just make deadline on Tuesday at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock so you can rattle them all through as we go live.
That'd be brilliant.
No, Craig?
Go and set it up.
This would be like a transfer deadline day kind of thing.
We can have the yellow bands.
Exactly. Get a yellow tie on.
Yellow ties on.
I'll get the banners getting ready for typing them all up like.
Exactly.
As Craig cries away as everybody else, but yeah. No, it's been a good chat today. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Yep.
No, it's been really good.
Cheers, Chris.
Good luck.
We've got
a little sneaky plan that we're going to try and do in the playoffs, get the playoff teams on the podcast to discuss their chances for the week. So that'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be really good.
So
I'm up for that.
I don't know whether to do it. like do it like a separate stream, like me talking to each one individually, and then putting it together so they don't talk to each other or have them both on at the same time.
I think just get everybody on.
Psych them all
be a better laugh.
Yeah.
Wind each other up.
Like we could do it.
Wind each other up.
We could do each matchup each night, so there'll be like 4 matchups the first week. Yeah. Then 2 after that, so it'd be quite a good one, like so.
We'll get that
sorted. We'll not have a drunk Grotty on it because they're not making the playoffs. So. we might have a consolation one. See if he's in there, that one for the consolation final for that week. But let's see if Grotty's in it.
If he gets there.
Well, he probably should do. His team keeps on trying to bomb, keeps on doing points, so you never know.
I know.
Yes.
Scary.
But you 2 boys should be in the playoffs. So they should be well. Craig's obviously co-host, but you'll be on again. And like I say, it's good to have you on.
I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Good luck this week. So.
Fingers crossed.
Cheers, guys.
Do you want to, Craig? You just want to just look at it one more time first.
Stop recording, Johnny.
Yeah, definitely. But give it a kiss. Chris, give it a kiss, and that way you can it's yours. There you go.